What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hang 10 with your host. As always, my name is Quinn Kalani, and I am here to gently guide you through these turbulent waters on Monday, November 23rd. Pretty big day for us on a Monday. As you guys know, if you do listen week in, week out, then you know that this is very much a LA Rams podcast. What we would typically be doing is some sort of game review. But since, we're a big franchise about town, we'll be playing our Monday night. I believe it's our second Monday night game of the season. It's against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Big contest to decide placement in the NFC conference. Winner goes higher up the ladder. Loser slips down a little bit. Buccaneers right now are 7-3. There really is a tale of two teams. I feel the Buccaneers are. They're 7-3, but they don't feel like a 7-3 team. Just on the eye test. Tom Brady was so terrible at the beginning of the year that I'm wondering if my preconceived notions of Tom Brady and Father Time are impacting my judgment when calling this game. I don't think Tom Brady's I don't think he's the strongest asset of this team, let alone the strongest asset of this offense. But he is undoubtedly the leader of this offense. I mean, I don't think Antonio Brown would be on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if Tom Brady wasn't their quarterback. Defensively, Tampa Bay has been fairly solid all year. They have slipped a little bit in production the last couple of weeks. Guys like Antoine Winfield Jr., who is making a very early case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. This team's been really solid, especially on their back end. Of course, they have like Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, and their linebacking core is legit as fuck. And Tampa Bay's linebacking core has been legit for a while, actually. Jason Pierre-Paul. I forgot Jason Pierre-Paul was on. Shaquille Barrett has been balling for some time in the league and has been a staple of the Tampa Bay defense now for half a decade? Earlier this year, we had kind of speculated as to why maybe the Rams were not so favored, and there was speculated that perhaps because they kind of play off season, kind of like the Los Angeles Lakers sometimes now. In some cases, a couple of years ago, we had made acquisitions for like Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters, where certainly it's hard to defend against an accusation of playing NFL offseason like the Los Angeles Lakers. But I think really if anyone should be accused of doing this, it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I think they're the most Lakerish franchise in the NFL. Especially considering this past offseason, they get Tom Brady, and Tom Brady just reaches out to Gronkowski. He's like, hey, do you want to play football again? Gronk's like, yeah, of course. Absolutely thrilled to be free from the yoke of Bill Belichick. And now they just bring Antonio Brown in. I'm surprised that Tampa's passing game, I feel like it would be so much better, seeing as they basically have three number one receivers. They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. And they have two number one starting tight ends, O.J. Howard, Rob Gronkowski. Ronald Jones has been balling at the running back position. He's from USC. He's a stud. But for some reason, I feel like Tampa Bay underperforms consistently. And I'm hoping, and I'm pulling, that they underperform today. Particularly on the offensive line. What we need in this game to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is to pressure Tom Brady. Hit him, knock him around, make him forget what down it is. If we could apply pressure to Tom Brady and get him to make costly errors and mistakes for trying to force balls to those playmakers, then our defense is good enough on the back end, led by Jalen Ramsey, anchored by JJ, number 43, safety, Jordan Fuller, Darius Williams, who's no one is really talking about, but I feel like the world is getting to know more and more. 4 interceptions on the year, had 2 last week against Russell Wilson. Our defensive is solid enough on each level that I think in a tier format we could really just dominate this game. And our linebacking play has improved tremendously from the beginning of the year. Micah Kaiser was had always been a staple since week 1, sideline to sideline, whistle to whistle, bell to bell. 10 tackles a game, 9 tackles a game. Leonard Floyd playing tremendous coming off the edge, winning his one-on-one matchups. So our linebacking play is increasing to match our defensive back and our defensive line play. Our defense as a whole, which is a top 3 defense in the NFL, is just rolling on all cylinders. Now, when you're playing a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is so manufactured to be offensively stout, our offense needs to match it. So today, preferably, we would like Jared to have one of his better days. Every season, quarterback number 1 is guaranteed to give us Rams Nation maybe 2 or 3 stinkers every season. That Miami game was that game. It was the definitive stinker. I mean, there might have been a stinker before it. There may be a stinker after it, but that Miami game was atrocious. Now, the way Jared bounced back and answered against Seattle, tremendous, beautiful. But let's keep that momentum going. Tampa Bay, they're going to bring the rush. They're going to try to put pressure on Jared. So I'm looking for the Rams today to start offensively with short, intermediate passing routes. Try to slow down and take away Tampa Bay's pass rush. Runs up the middle, ISOs, blasts with Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown. And once we start to get some success here, that's when we open up the playbook, open up the field, play action, over the top, Cooper Kupp, Josh Reynolds, and hopefully a Rams victory. Unfortunately, that's all that's really permeating my mind this Monday. So somewhat of a brief episode. It is what it is. It is what it is. What it also is Thanksgiving week. So I would be absolutely remiss if we didn't show some love and shout out some things that we're thankful for. So just briefly, we just want to run through that. So I just want to say I'm thankful and give a shout out, send some love to my family and my friends, all of whom have been quite supportive of this podcast and our other podcasts, the Closers podcast, closing out the week, this network. I want to thank people that tuned in week and week out. It's very much appreciated. It is not lost on me. I'm thankful for my good health. I'm thankful for this year. It has been a trying year. It has been a year that has tested myself in more ways than one, and I feel as this year is wrapping down that hopefully that I will come out on the other side of it a better person. And hopefully, maybe you feel the same way too. If not, oh well, it is what it is. But I am going to get up off here, guys. That is it for me. A short episode for this Monday. I mean, we got the whole day away, but we're already prepping over here. Monday Night Football, Rams versus Buccaneers. Big NFC matchup. Can't stress that enough. So if you're into it, get into it. Check it out. As always, God bless. Stay safe. Stay smart. And I shall see you in about a week.